Hello my loves, welcome back to another video. Today is actually part 2 of the wedding series, so we're going to be talking all about wedding day regrets. Just to clarify, we absolutely loved our wedding. It was a perfect day, loved it. The amount of effort and work that goes into planning a wedding, you will never know until you plan your own wedding. But I had so much fun planning that big day where all of these dreams and all of these things that I had envisioned my wedding to be, like, just came to life. So it was an amazing day. We had so much fun and I wish that we could do it all over again because the day just goes so quickly. So these wedding day regrets are nothing to do with our vendors. They're no particular order. They're just things that pretty much like the next day we just spoke about and was like, okay, so how did you find the day? Like, what did you enjoy? What did you find weird? What didn't we like in the end? All that kind of stuff. So we're gonna dive in and talk about all my wedding day regrets. Now, Corey was meant to be here for this and discuss it with us. However, it's been really difficult just getting the house alone as well as him not working. So he's currently at work. That's all right because I know his wedding day regrets. So let's dive in. Okay, so first things first is the type of wedding that we wanted. So we had elopements going in our mind. We had micro weddings, big weddings, small wedding. What kind of wedding were we going to do? So we ended up opting for a small wedding. We had about 60 people there. However, we wanted a lot more, and I think that was one regret that we had. Because we had planned the wedding so quickly, we ended up having the 60 people wedding, but there was a lot more people, like friends, that we wanted to invite. He had a lot more people that he wanted to invite, but I think for me, I was happy just having my closest friends and family there. I didn't really mind that too much. Like, I feel like all the people that we invited are people that we hang out with or talk to on a regular basis, rather than the people that he wanted to invite or the extra people that we wanted to invite were people that we didn't really talk to that often. So in regards to inviting the people, like the right people to our wedding, I think we aced that. But yeah, Corey just wanted to have a little bit of a bigger wedding and invite. The thing that we regret is actually, it's kind of hard because you obviously can't control it. It rained on our wedding day. So we had I had picked this beautiful outdoor area to have our ceremony, and then we were going to go inside the marquee and barn for like the reception area. However, it just didn't go to plan and it ended up raining, and so we had our ceremony in the marquee, which was kind of disappointing because I'd always wanted to get married outside. So that was like a bummer. Yeah, I don't know, and it just didn't look as pretty as I thought it would because we didn't have the arbor. We had like a barn door as the backdrop. We meant to have all these beautiful trees and our nice arbor and everything, and that would have worked so well. But you can't control the weather, so that was our backup plan. And I think the reason why I picked that venue was because it was such a great venue and there were so many different options, but I mostly picked it for how many options they had outdoors. So having it, I think if we had planned for a indoor ceremony, I definitely would have gone somewhere else. But that wasn't really the plan, and I cannot control the weather. So if you are planning a wedding and you love outdoor spaces, however, are really worried that it might rain on your wedding day, just go for an indoor area, or if the venue has an indoor area, just like find a really good indoor area, because it was okay, but it wasn't like the prettiest indoor area that we could find. I actually inquired of a little chapel down near the Mornington Peninsula, and that was stunning, and I would have like preferred that over this venue, if that makes sense. Also, something to do with the rain was our pizza van. I was kind of disappointed because everyone was kind of meant to go up and order the pizza that they wanted, but because it was raining, we had the staff bring in the pizza, but it was like one pizza at a time, so a lot of people didn't end up, I mean, Corey and I didn't get food until like ages later. and a lot of people struggled to get food because it was like, oh, there's one pizza and you weren't really told when the pizzas were there or not, and they would go so quickly because of course everyone was hungry. And I'm not sure if our MC actually told people to go up and order, but like they were welcome to, and it only rained like a little bit during the reception, but I think everyone was just like, oh, it's raining, we're not gonna go outside. So that was a bummer, and it was also annoying because we couldn't use the courtyard area that we had wanted to use, and like we were meant to have like the fire pit on and the courtyard area and all the lights on, but nothing was on, and it was just, yeah, that was, I think, the most annoying thing, because it's like venue for all of these like little sections that there were, and we couldn't even use them because it was raining. Or like people were just like, oh, it's raining outside, I'm not gonna go outside. Like I went outside, it wasn't raining, but everyone was just so like, oh, it's cold or it's raining and we're not gonna go out there. Yeah, so that was kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't regret our caterers. Like our caterers were amazing. That pizza was great, absolutely lovely, but it was just like, I wish more people would have been like, oh yeah, okay, we can go up to the van because it's not raining outside. To one of Corey's regrets was the wedding cake. So the wedding cake was actually meant to be fondant icing, and that was like the one request that he had, and I probably stuffed it up. I stuffed it up or someone stuffed it up. I don't know what happened. So he didn't get his fondant cake, which I was sad about. And I think it's a hard thing because fondant is not popular at all anymore. Like everyone that does cakes always does buttercream now. They've nailed the white buttercream, which is great. They've nailed all of this stuff, and no one likes eating fondant. Like everyone hates fondant. They never eat it. But Corey is just like, I love fondant. We need a fondant wedding cake. Have that crisp, white, clean wedding cake look. And I was like, sure, we can do that. That's all you want. I can do that for you. And we stuffed it up. So the cake that we got was not fondant, it was actually buttercream. So I don't know, I think there was a miscommunication again on that behalf. But yeah, that was Corey's wedding day regret, whether I should have just been like, here, like handball it over to you and you can organize the cake, because I organized everything else. And you can organize the cake, and yeah, I should have done that. But anyways, whatever. So another wedding day regret that I had was actually having makeup and hair, like a hairdresser and a makeup artist come to the house. So they wouldn't come to the house unless you had at least 3 people that they were doing their hair and makeup for. So I regret not having someone do my hair. It did turn out fine, and like I obviously saved money on doing my own hair, but I did my hair, my sister's hair and my mum's hair on the wedding day, which was fine. It wasn't stressful. We had a very chill morning, but I think of just like being at home or like being at a house and like them coming and it's all exciting and it's more like your wedding day and you're getting ready, rather than I felt like us getting ready was just like us going out on a Friday night. Like I don't know, it was kind of weird. And then we also had to drive to the makeup studio, which was okay, but again, it was raining on the day and it was a little bit too stressful, and a lot of things were still happening in the morning. If you are planning a wedding, I suggest it. Sure, it saves you money, and it's like something that it's hard to say, because it's like, I don't absolutely hate the fact that I didn't get my makeup and hair done. It's just something that if I planned my wedding again, I would have the hairdresser and the makeup artist come to the house. Another thing that Corey and I collectively agreed upon was to have an unplugged ceremony, which means that no one is taking photos or are on their phone during the ceremony time. So Corey didn't want it because he hates having phones in like professional pictures being taken. So that was his deal with it. Mine was the fact that I wanted people to enjoy the wedding and find it special. And there are so many weddings that I've been on to and everyone just has their phone out and is viewing everything through their phone. And it's like, I don't want that. I want everyone to be present and with us at that time. It was my reason for the unplugged ceremony. However, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was miscommunicated, but like we told our celebrant that, oh, we just want an unplugged ceremony. Like, can you announce this? And I had written it on a sheet of paper, but no one took any photos. Like, I'm talking post-reception, I'm talking anything to like post on your Instagram that you're at a wedding. No one took any photos. Like, we had a few professional photos taken, and I think there's some on our disposable cameras, but no one took any other photos. And I was kind of bummed out about that, because I love it when people take separate photos and then they can like send them to you and you're like, oh, that's cool, we didn't get that photo because our photographer wasn't there at that time, or whatever. Like, our photographer left after we had our first dance. So we had our first dance and we cut the cake, and then our photographer left. I didn't actually get any other photos of that night, and I'm kind of annoyed because I was expecting people to take more photos and it just didn't happen. And no one took photos of like themselves to get photos with us, which I thought was so weird. Like, I don't know, I have been to a lot of weddings in the past and that was just how you do things. Like, you take photos like, oh my gosh, I'm at this wedding, I'm so excited for this person to get married, blah blah blah. Like, I understand if you don't want it at the ceremony, and that's fine, or I post it not on the day, I post it the next day, whatever. I understand all of those rules, but the fact that just no one took any photos and no one asked to get photos with us was so weird. So weird. No one was like, oh my gosh, Nat and Corey, just jump in, we'll take a photo with you. Like, that's so exciting. And it just didn't happen. So I think I got a photo with one of my friends and a photo with like my immediate family. That was like not a professional photo, but that is it. I didn't get any other photos with any other people. Neither did Corey. And so it was just, that was weird. So I don't know if it was just not communicated properly of just the ceremony. Like, maybe he had accidentally said all day. Like, I don't know what happened, but it was just meant to be no photos during the ceremony. That's it. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe people just didn't really care to take any photos. I don't know. It was weird to me. Next thing is the music. Now, I do not know what happened, but I don't think our playlist was properly played. Like, I definitely heard a number of songs from our playlist. Then so many people were just like, oh, Nat, can you put on different music? Oh, can you do this? Oh, can you I had so many people come up to me and talk to me about the playlist that night. I was so annoyed. So I had picked, obviously all of our ceremony songs were amazing. And then our dinner music, I had picked like a lo-fi cafe tunes, right? Because I was like, oh, it's dinner time. Let's make it dinner music. Like, I like lo-fi music, and it's something that I enjoy listening to, especially if we like have guests over or whatever. So I enjoy listening to that, but everyone was just like, oh, you should put on other music so people can go up and dance. I'm like, but it's not dancing time. Like, it is currently eating time. You eat, and then we do other things, like we had the speeches and all of that going, and I wasn't just going to cut dance party in half because we had an allocated a dance party time, which was after 8 o'clock. So I allocated the playlist to go with that, and it was like a 3-hour playlist. So I was very annoyed at the amount of people that came up to me and talked to me about the playlist, because it's not their day, it is me and Corey's day. So that was frustrating. And then we also had, it was hard because like Corey's friends and their music is so completely different to my music and my family's music, and it was so difficult to pick a playlist to incorporate all of it. And it was kind of hard as well because the friends, his music and his friend's music is very like ravey, and I'm like, that's not wedding music. Like, a wedding dance party playlist has a lot of different types of music, but they have like classic old school music mixed with some new music mixed with 2000s music. So I really tried to incorporate particular wedding like playlist songs, as well as songs that I loved and well as Corey loved and we both loved, or like knew the words to, because there was no way I was dancing to something I didn't know. Okay, so then because everyone was annoyed at my playlist, we had a number of people go and request songs which was fine. But then it was like, okay, well, I didn't know those songs, or like Corey didn't know those songs, so no one danced to them. And I also hate doing like the Nutbush and Macarena, so I didn't have them on my playlist, and everyone was like, oh, you should put them on your playlist. Is this song coming on? Is the Nutbush coming on? And I was like, you know what, just go request it. Like, honestly. So we ended up doing those. So, and then what else happened? Yeah, so we had a lot of people request songs, which means the actual songs on our playlist didn't get played. And then I was listening to, someone filmed something, me and my little cousins dancing, and the song in the background was not a song from my playlist at all. It was not a song that was requested, and it wasn't a song from my playlist. So I don't know what happened, but I went through my playlist the other day and I'm like, only half of these songs, like not even half of these songs were played. So that kind of, I don't know what happened, but something must have happened with our playlist where I'm just like, okay, well, I didn't hear this song, this song, this song. Like majority of the playlist I did not even hear. So that was weird. I don't know what happened with that. But also everyone left quite early. And I think that goes into one of Corey's wedding day regrets, having the wedding far away. Now, we had the wedding in Geelong, which is actually a midway point for a lot of people. We had people coming from Warrnambool, which would be like a 4-hour trip. So we had people that needed to meet us halfway there. We had people coming from Adelaide. We had people coming from like 2 hours away, another direction. So it was kind of difficult to find a halfway point. And I think that was the hardest part about picking a venue, because I wasn't going to make people drive for 4 hours to come to my wedding. So that was something. And then also the fact that people could have just stayed in accommodation if they wanted to, but some people didn't. Yeah, so a lot of people left early because they didn't book accommodation and they went home after that, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind that. But yeah, it meant that our wedding was kind of cut short. We were meant to finish at about 11:30, and I think Corey and I left at 10 because like no one was there. It was only our immediate family that was left, and I was kind of like, nothing's really happening. The playlist is basically done and over with. So let's just go home. Like, I was kind of, I wouldn't say annoyed, but I was kind of like just ready to leave. Like a regret of Corey's of like having the venue far away. So then people didn't really stay longer than we thought they would. Honestly, I think that is all the wedding day regrets that we had. It was an incredible day and we absolutely loved it, but if I could go back in time and just change those few little things, I would. And I hope that if you are planning a wedding, this was helpful to you. Either way, your day is going to be incredible and so special. It does go by really fast, so please keep that in mind. I did not expect it to go by that fast. It just flies by. So enjoy your wedding day. Have so much fun. Even if things go wrong, just embrace them. I think I had so many people telling me that because a few things did go wrong and I was really upset about it. And everyone's like, you know what, Nat, but a little lizard. Sorry, I just got really distracted because it's like right by the window and that never happens. It's a little blue tongue. So cute. Okay. Hello. Hey, looking at me. Okay, anyway. So if things do go wrong on your wedding day, just embrace them. Just go with it. If it rains, just go with it. Like, just have a really easygoing. You are marrying your best friend, and I think that is the most exciting part of all. And the wedding is just the beginning of it. And I think if you can embrace all of those things, and if things go wrong, just embrace them, then your day will just be perfect and it will go really well. And sure, maybe you'll have wedding day regrets the day after or whatever, where you sit down, you talk it through and you're like, you know what, I wasn't really happy with this, but oh my gosh, I just loved our wedding day and I wish we could go back and do it all over again. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe as it does help my channel out. I hope this video helps you in some way, shape or form planning your wedding. Bye. Bye.